What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Royal Dude Lorenzo. This is take 2 of our intro. Kindly see take 1, never. Anyways, this is the Blue Squid here on the Inkling Bros podcast. We are here for another weekly installment of the Inkling Bros podcast. I think we're doing pretty well in this timing thing. What do you guys think?
So far, so good.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Yeah. All right.
My name is Ray, also known as Meatloaf Man.
Who knows if we're going to be able to keep that up.
Oh, no.
You got cut off on your intro, Ray. Let's try that again.
My name's Ray, also known as Meatloaf Man.
My name's Samurai, or Isaac, aka the Red Squid.
I thought
the
you were
purple squid,
Samurai Jack.
That's where I got the name from, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weren't you Isaac Lips for a while?
We don't talk about that. That was 2015.
Yeah, man,
That was just last year.
That was
Okay.
2015 wasn't last year.
Royal Dude Lorenzo.
I still go by that name. All right, Eric.
We all have regrets on our high school names. Let's move on.
All right, there's a fourth person who hasn't introduced themselves yet.
Oh, I'm Eric.
There we go. All right, so today we have a whole new slate of things to talk about with you. Just kind of to stir the pot a little bit. Speaking of pot, there's a new thing going around nowadays where people are ingesting Tide Pods. Yes, that is.
They were ingesting pot.
These
Well,
are.
they are,
Well,
but they're also ingesting Tide Pods.
yeah, I mean, this is laundry detergent. What in the world is going on? And you can see,
I mean, it's
like,
just the continuation of all those stupid internet challenges, like the fire challenge. Set yourself on fire. It's like, okay.
but like people are also like, there's some anime pictures of like Aqua from Konosuba eating, having eaten Tide Pods. It's actually pee funny, but like it's weird at the same time.
Did you say pee funny?
Yeah,
You mean pretty funny?
yeah.
Why'd you say P funny? Who says P funny?
Who says pee funny?
A lot of people do.
No, that's not true at all.
I think a lot of people don't.
Yeah. This is literally the first time I've ever heard someone say that out loud.
It's so P funny.
No. That's V wrong, guys.
Oh, you guys.
Shut
LOL.
Shut up.
LMAO.
Lamau.
ROFL.
Lamau. Raffle.
Ruffle. No one uses
Limfow.
Ruffle either.
Limfow, guys. Limfow.
Yeah, I'm literally laughing so hard my ass fell off.
Nigga.
Have you guys,
What?
have you guys ever seen that Zoe 101 episode where just one guy was like, LOL, LOL.
Did you say, Isaac? What the hell did you just say?
LML.
LML.
Supposed to live without
you.
So one
Podcast moving on. We're already like 4 minutes in.
So one thing we were doing before we were talking about we came on here is that we were reminiscing on old commercials. Yeah, it was just we were talking about the ZooBooks one, the ZooBooks commercial, which was
With the tiger poster.
with the tiger poster. Ray, you better put that freaking tiger poster on the thumbnail.
It will go in there now.
There you go. There you go. All right.
We got the
Why
tiger
did I
poster.
sound like
guys.
Mr. Krabs there?
There you go.
SpongeBob, fuck me.
Okay, no, I sent you guys the
Excellent choice, my darling.
I sent you guys the
Hello,
typo picture.
delicious.
But yeah. So, in terms of so yeah, people are ingesting Tide Pods. It is a new thing. I don't know why. In fact, I have a bag of
It's
Tide
just
Pods right next to me.
Of those
I
things.
used a bag of Tide Pods today for laundry.
I thought you were about to say you used it for lunch.
Me too. I was like, Ray, come on, we were just over this. I thought you used them for laundry, not lunch. Yeah, and so to help combat this, there's a pizza place in Brooklyn in Williamsburg near Dumbo that that makes pizza that looks like Tide Pods. No, seriously.
And it's not very appetizing, to be honest. It looks like someone just put like freaking
Looks like someone
Smucker's
put-
jelly on a pizza.
Looks like someone put Play-Doh on pizza.
There's what's in it? It's
That
it's
sounds like
ha-
a bad challenge itself.
it's
Play-Doh on
cheese.
pizza.
It's cheese, tomato sauce, pepperoni, and there's a little like some I think it's orange cheese to make it look like a Tide Pod, and then some spinach on top to give it like that blue green look. But yeah, so it exists in
So
Brooklyn.
if you couldn't make pizza more disgusting than pineapple on pizza,
I guess that's another question. What are your guys' opinion of pineapple
I thought
on
you-
pizza?
I thought you were about to ask, what would you rather have, Tide Pods or pineapple on pizza?
I personally
I would rather
don't
have
like-
the thing that won't kill me.
So no pineapple.
So what do you guys think of pineapple on pizza then?
I'm not a fan, but I mean, I won't not eat it if it's offered to me.
You know, that's
Not
what
a
lot
fan,
of
but I
people
won't
say.
knock you if you enjoy it.
I like pineapple itself.
Yeah,
I
I,
just don't
agree
really
on that.
care for it that much on
I
pizza.
always hated it.
What about you, Isaac?
I just
You
said
just
that.
said it.
Oh, you don't like
What about
pineapple
you,
pizza?
Isaac? I always hated it. I don't like pineapple on pizza.
I
I,
think
don't
it's-
get why people eat it. It's not Hawaiian. It's disgusting.
Hawaiian pizza is actually like ham and pineapples and something else. Like there's a bunch of stuff on it. They call it Hawaiian pizza, but I'm pretty sure it's not actually Hawaiian pizza. But
I just don't think like something fruity goes on pizza. Like, why would you put fruit on cheese? You don't put freaking pears on your sandwich. Why?
yeah, and it's like it's weird. I'm not a big fan of it. It happens. Like I see it happen. I've tried it. I'm not a big fan. I don't think if it's offered to me, I feel like I would just starve. Yeah. I'm a little less grateful.
I mean, I would eat it too if I was stuck in like a desert or something and I have pineapple pizza. Of course, I'm
okay,
gonna
yeah.
fucking eat
In
that.
that
I'm not-
case, right?
I'm
I
not,
think you would
like-
eat anything in that case, though.
Yeah.
I think you would literally eat a cactus if you could. Well, you can, but you get the
It'll
point.
be
Yeah,
like
you can eat a cat.
it'll be like that
Sure,
scene from
where-
Avatar when Sokka drank the cactus juice.
Oh, that's
He
good.
got super
Cactus
fucking
juice
high.
is great.
I don't remember
It
that
gets you,
episode.
like- Oh yeah, I remember that too.
Drink cactus juice. It'll quench you.
Yeah.
Does
So
if you drink cactus juice, do you get as like fucked up as Sokka did in that episode though?
no, they sell it in stores.
Okay.
You can actually buy it straight, but I think there is some sort of filtration process. You're right before
I'm
they
curious.
sell it. I don't know what cactus looks like. All right. I think, it's interesting where Tide Pods are going. And so what I learned earlier this week is that Tide is trying really hard to make sure that this Tide Pod challenge isn't going far by like canceling channels and canceling videos that are uploaded of people doing the Tide Pod challenge, because obviously, first off, I guess it kind of makes them look bad. In fact, they put up a video about 2 weeks ago.
With the
this
celebrity?
guy,
I
with a
forgot.
celebrity. I forget where he's from, but it says the video's like, Tide Pods are for washing, not for ingesting. And then they were like, just listen
Don't
to
just
this
take
guy.
our word for it.
Yeah, and then
What
take
if,
this
like,
guy's
they
word for
turned-
it.
What if they turned the camera
Uh,
like away from that
Ice-T.
actor to like say like an important message, and then they went back to the actor, and then you see like his teeth is blue. It's like, oh yeah, don't eat Tide Pods.
Oh my
It was
God.
a
No, it was a wrestler. I
It was
think.
New England Patriots tight
Oh.
end Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, and he goes, no, no, no. No, seriously, that's
Yeah.
how he says it. No, no, no.
Did you guys see? Did you guys see the clip from Jimmy Fallon that I sent you guys where
Yeah,
Ice-T?
with Ice-T.
Yeah, it's like, don't eat laundry detergent, you fucking shithead.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was just too funny.
That was fucking awesome.
Who'd believe that in 2017 we'd be telling people not to eat laundry detergent?
That's exactly what I keep
2018,
thinking. I
my
was
bad.
like, God, you guys know better than this. Are you seriously eating laundry detergent? Like, I don't get it. How is this happening? Why is this happening?
Well, it all started with the PSA from Canada that just said don't eat Tide Pods, and then people just started eating them for some reason.
The Poison Control says that last year there were 58 reports of, or something along those lines, of people ingesting Tide Pods and laundry detergent. But in the first 15 days of 2018, January 15th, there were 39 cases.
Oh my gosh.
So think about it. That's 58.
Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Hope you enjoy.
Why did that YouTuber sound like Shaggy?
What?
So that was
Let's do it, Scoop.
So there was 58. That was 58 in a year. That's 365 days. We're talking 38 in 15 days. Are you telling me this is the new thing?
A month into 2017 and already like shit's going down with this fucking Tide Pod shit.
2018, fam.
2018. It may as well still be 2017, honestly.
I mean, no.
Shit hasn't changed a bit.
Oh. Well, talk things that have changed. There's this thing called VR chat that's becoming
Oh my god.
huge.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Things that are becoming huge.
Do you know the way?
Do you know the way?
Why are you running? Why are you running, my brother?
There's so much. This is a
still really
big
controversial.
thing.
So I'm gonna make a joke.
There's this huge VR. Who's clicking? Okay, so there is this game called VR Chat. I think what it is that you guys are like, obviously you're using a VR headset and you're just kind of like fucking around with other people in like random worlds and who are also random characters, and you're also a random character. I feel like you probably have the opportunity to choose your character. So like there was the first time that I ever saw it was when Eric was sending me a video of Nero's tiny little mini character.
Oh yeah, in
singing,
VR chat.
yeah, singing Padodo Padodo.
Santa Nero,
Yeah.
like happy, and they were going around like chasing people, singing the Padoru Padoru song.
Yeah, and then and there was one particular scene where you could see Wilt from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends and Miku. They were in the same exact shot.
There's 3D
What a
models of
crossover.
Wilt?
Nah, they're probably poor models, but yeah, they exist.
What?
Dude, look
Porn
it
model.
up.
What?
There's a Wilt.
I don't know if there's 3D porn for Wilt or
No,
Oh, you know
on
what?
VR chat.
You know
on
what?
VR chat.
You know what though? Maybe it was from Punch Time Explosion. Now that I
Maybe.
think about it.
maybe.
That's such a weird, random. Like, why would they use Wilt of all characters from any cartoon?
I don't know. It's weird. But anyways, there's this video. He's there. Wilt is there. And you see Miku, and then you see Nero. And you see this one guy who's like backing
You
away
can see
from...
you can see the bee from the Bee movie, Barry.
Yeah, you're right. He's there too. And you could see the Wendy's girl.
B movie. Masterpiece.
Wendy is-
Mwah.
So,
An A movie.
and the reason I know this is that
Oscar-worthy.
what's actually kind of scary is that there was once recently, I mean, there have been a lot of people who are playing this game that have seizures in the middle of the game, like as they're playing, and so it's kind of weird that like while you're playing it, you see somebody just kind of like collapse to the floor. You see their character like collapse to the floor, and then you don't hear them, and you just see them making random spasmic movements. It's kind of weird. It is kind of weird, but at the same time, it's like, wow, that's interesting. It's like a new way to enjoy, I guess, gaming, and also how to like see some more give it a more serious light, you know? Not that we want to induce seizures in people, right? But it's part of it, I guess, because obviously you're using a VR headset, you know?
So my take on, I like how you can add any character design into VR chat, and how it's basically become like a source for all these new fresh dank memes.
I'm surprised you can even do that. Like, upload a model from a pre-existing game or source, and then you're just able to use that like without worrying about if the game is gonna be like copyrighted, like, is this like a free open source game?
Yes.
Well, no one
Yeah,
just
I
like
think
uploads
so.
it on their own. I think what happens is there's artists or people who, so there's an option in the game that lets you put your own model in it, but
It's in early access at the moment, but yeah.
but yeah, you can do that. People have made their own models and put them up. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
they
like-
take other people's models, but the Uganda Knuckles was actually like some artwork that someone else
Basically,
made.
at this point, VR chat is like 90% of it at this point is like Uganda Knuckles. Like,
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
overtaken VR chat.
It's kind of sad.
Like- If you ever run into a gang of Ugandan Knuckles, that is only a small percentage of all the other ones that are present online at the moment.
A gang of Ugandan knuckles.
It literally, it's like with the Nero thing, but there's a million of them, and they'll chase you, like saying all those
Do you know the
damn.
way?
Do you know the
Why
way?
are you running?
Do you know the way? Yeah, all that stuff.
Why are you running? He just fucking follow you.
Right now in VR chat, there's like almost 8,000 people playing, so it's like a decently popular game.
If you think about it, it's also it also seems like it's kind of like an elite game. If you think about it, because you obviously need like a VR headset, like a real good one too, and
your computer needs to be able to handle VR.
right, exactly, and which means it's kind of expensive. Like you're probably gonna have to at least
You're gonna
drop maybe like $500 for just a computer, and then another $500 for the headset, because Lord knows you're not going to use the PSVR on your computer, because I don't think it even is compatible. And like you don't want a crappy VR headset, otherwise your character is going to be spinning
You're also
his or her
absolutely
head.
gonna a 64-bit like operating system.
Oh yeah,
It
like,
won't.
and 60 frames per handle 60 frames at least.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's interesting what like it does seem kind of like an elite game. It's like, I guess that's probably the one caveat about it, is that not everybody still can play it. And I know, like, obviously that goes for every console game, but like in that case you can pretty much just pick up a console, pay for the console, and that's it. You can just start playing it, right? With these VR games, you have to have the console plus the headset still. So I don't know. What do you guys think about like VR headsets and VR games, and like why would somebody spend an extra $500-$600 for a headset, even though it is the future of gaming?
I guess no one's really forced to get it,
right.
which is kind of nice that it's not really something that's like being forced on anyone. Sort of like how Xbox Connect was kind of forced with people who just wanted an Xbox and maybe not Connect.
Remember
but,
when it came bundled with the Xbox
Oh
One?
my
So
God.
Oh yeah.
If you bought one, you had one.
I have that
Yeah,
bundle.
Yep, for another $100, you can have this Xbox with the Kinect.
They stopped the Kinect now. The Kinect is dead.
It's dead.
Yeah, well, you see, I like the idea of the Kinect. Like, I had the first Kinect when I had the 360.
You're getting cut out big time.
Oh, I think OBS is still recording it. But anyways, I had Kinect for the very first 360, and I got it. I actually saved some money for it because I thought it was so cool. It cost me $150 at the time.
And then you noticed that there were like barely any games for it.
Well, I bought a few, but also, like, besides the fact that there were barely any games, it was also very, like, glitchy and buggy. Like,
Yeah, you're gonna run into a lot of issues.
like my character was moving in ways that I was not moving, and it was capturing it. So it's like weird. And I used it once in a while for like Skype too, which was actually pretty cool. You could use it for Skype, and it wasn't terrible in terms of video. It was actually not bad. But there are webcams that can do better. So
I know, like, not to like completely shit on the Kinect, because I know for a fact that some games on it weren't too bad. I heard the dancing games weren't too bad. Like Dance Central.
Dance Central. Oh yeah, I had every single one of those Dance Central games because that was like the one game that actually made sense for Kinect.
Yeah, and I know Twisted Pixel, the guys who made like Explosion Man and Explosion Man, they made a Kinect game, I think called the Gunstringer or something, that apparently was actually pretty good. But
I think I heard about this.
But yeah, like besides that, I don't know that many games on it that people would like heartily recommend.
Right. Yeah, and I mean,
Dance Central was cool though. It was nice to like bust a move in front of your TV.
No, that's why I liked Dance Central, because like it actually captured your movements pretty accurately, and like
it was like the only game where it actually accurately captured your movements.
Exactly.
Yeah, honestly, the dance games are like the only games on for the Kinect where it accurately captures your movements. Like it works the best and all that. Because like all the other games like Dragon Ball Z and Star Wars, there's like doesn't really work that well.
Sonic Free Riders.
That one was crap. That was crap.
Yo,
the only thing I remember from that game is that fucking like loud as hell opening song.
Yeah, I remember.
Sonic Free.
It's weird. Like I was thinking about it, that so Johnny, some call me Johnny, a popular YouTuber, did a video about free riders for the Kinect, and how like how so many people, how the way you had to play it was like you had to be so freaking precise, and like it wasn't what people expected in terms of how you played it. That while you were playing it, you had to like make these weird movements, and then you still had to steer and turn and stuff like that, and then like you had to like turn around if you wanted to go in reverse. Like it just made no sense whatsoever.
Oh yeah, and the thing that also really sucked about the Kinect is that you needed like a lot of space.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if your living room was like a little cramped, you would have to move shit around. Like
So even in that case, it was pretty much an elite kind of like gaming console, because obviously it means you would need to have a lot of space, or which normally comes in like houses and stuff like that with like big living rooms and stuff like that. Like it certainly didn't work in my room. You know, if these guys know what my room looks like, there's some space in the middle, but like it's like there's also a desk with a computer, and there's like a closet and stuff like that, and my TV faces that in that direction, so like there's no real big space. Like they're asking for maybe 30 square feet of space, which is a lot. But it's weird, and I guess that's also, I mean, I guess that's maybe a caveat that they fixed with the VR, that now you just needed, you really just need the headset. You don't really need to like actually go far or anything, but at the same time it just sucks, because we live in this place where like VR is getting big, obviously, right? But you need to spend an extra $500 for a VR headset if you want to have that experience, you know? And I mean, I guess a lot of people do want that experience, but I'm not sure I'm ready to drop $500 for a VR headset, you know? Like, they came out with Until Dawn for VR.
Just use Google Cardboard until then.
You know, I have, like, a Samsung VR headset, and it's pretty good. It's not bad. Like, you can watch a lot of cool stuff on it, but, like, it's not as fun as, say, like, a HoloLens or like... You can't really do big things with it. You can play some games, but, like, these games are, like, they're, like, pretty stationary.
You can immerse yourself in 360 YouTube videos, finally, the proper way.
That I like, because I can watch a roller coaster video, which is one of my favorite things, because I love roller coaster videos, and I can watch them in 360, so now I can just turn my head and like, oh, wow, I'm actually on a roller coaster, oh my god, I'm looping.
There's like a really cool like space tour one. I forgot what the video was called, but it was really cool. Like you could like look through like the cosmos and everything.
Was it narrated by Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Possibly.
Okay. Eric, what do you think
It's been
of
a long
VR?
time, but yeah.
About what?
VR.
VR, I think it'll slowly like get more and more popular once like it becomes a lot more readily available and everything. It also really helps that Sony ended up making their own VR headset, so it's like you don't even have to be like a PC gamer to have it. Because for a while, it's like, yeah, VR was basically only going to be a PC thing, but then Sony dipped their feet into the whole market, and they came out with PSVR. So I think like with time, it'll slowly get more and more popular. Right now, it's still really niche. Yeah. But I feel like with the same way that I think 4K TVs would just be like a norm, kind of like how back then HD TVs were like a luxury, but nowadays everyone has like at least a 1080p TV.
Right.
Like everyone just has one because they're like pretty cheap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like with time, it'll slowly be more readily bought and available.
Yeah, I remember when your family got a 4K TV in your living room, and you were talking about how nice it was 2 years ago.
Jesus Christ, what? You got cut out there.
Well, and just letting you know, OBS
I remember
captured
that
it,
you
but yeah.
with your fat.
Well, I remember when your family got a 4K TV in the living room, and how you were so excited, and you were really enjoying it for a little bit.
Yeah, it looks really nice. I sat down and watched like Netflix on it, and it looks so good because I have the highest membership of Netflix that gives you access to 4K on the shows that actually have 4K.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. Like if you can watch stuff on 4K, it's incredible. That's why like when this apartment becomes mine at some point, I want to upgrade to like a PS4 Pro and just move my PlayStation stuff to the living room.
Oh wow, yeah, that would be a cool gaming setup for you. That you have like
Yeah.
the PS4. Maybe you could get an Xbox One X.
If I ever get an Xbox One X, sure.
Yeah, that would be cool. That
much
looks
that
cool.
I really want to play on Xbox One though, besides like Halo and
Right.
Sunset Overdrive.
Oh right. Those are good
that's a
games.
game I really wanted.
Sunset Overdrive, I heard was actually really, really good, and it's
Yeah.
still like only on Xbox One. Like it's not even on PC.
Yeah. On that note, before we continue, you mentioned Xbox. You know who has an Xbox?
Raymond.
And what doesn't he have?
Hey Ray, do you have Cuphead?
Damn it! I was taking a deep breath to say it. Keep me to it.
Where's season 2 of Team Triforce at?
Jesus, that is so ancient compared to the
Season
Cuphead
2 is
thing.
on YouTube, sir. Where's Comic-Con 2015?
Where's the full version?
Jesus
Where's Comic-Con
Christ.
2015?
Let
The whole
bygones
version is
be
there.
bygones.
It's there, man. Where's Comic-Con at?
Yo,
Where's
where's
the
Vice
Inkling
City
versus
Part
Pal
3?
Episode 5 of this podcast is missing, dude.
Where's my drink?
Vice City Part 3.
Oh my god.
I don't see any PonyCon vlogs, Ray.
You know what I don't see though? PonyCon.
Yeah, where are the vlogs, Ray?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Jesus.
God.
What happened?
Alright. So, Ray, did you get Cuphead?
Boy.
Alright, that's a no. Alright, we'll check back with him next
I will
week.
drive down to Florida and follow you.
And follow him? You're not gonna do anything.
Throttle
You're
you.
just gonna follow him. Oh,
That
throttle.
sounds like the plot to No Country for Old Men.
So-
it's like imagine the poster from No Country for Old Men, but it's Ray on the cover, and he's all mad. And he's driving, and you see like a road sign outside that says Florida.
I'm coming for you.
So I guess when now back to the Xbox. I would like to say, I guess with this current generation, obviously I think last year the winning console was obviously the Nintendo Switch. It really just revolutionized the gaming market. But I think if we're talking
Wait, you're
about,
talking about this
the current generation.
Okay.
But if we're talking about like who really takes the cake on the generation, I feel like Sony really took the cake home with the PS4. Even though there weren't like significant improvements since the PS3, besides like HD, like it's more HD.
What do you mean? I was
It's
about
faster.
to say PS3 was already HD.
No, but like it's not like obviously colors appear better on the
Eric
PS4.
is jumping on what Lauren said and fucking up.
But like
What do you mean
don't-
it's not HD?
I just don't like. There's not like.
You don't like
huge-
HD?
No, like compare
He wants that 144p quality.
compare the PS. Like think about this.
Yo,
Compare the
If that's
PS2.
what you want, I'll continue Vice City then.
Yo, where's part 2 at?
Yo, let me see that 140p. Goodness.
All right,
Dude,
so
that will take like 2 seconds to render.
think of the jump between the PS2 and the PS3. There's a huge jump in terms of quality, the kind of games you could play, everything just kind of changed. But then with the PS3 to the PS4, there was a jump, but it's not like as big of a jump from the PS2 to PS3. And then you got the Xbox 360, and then the 360 to the One. 360 One also didn't really have like that many like huge things besides, oh yeah, we could play 4K now, and like I guess better processing power and stuff like that. But like, do you guys get what I'm saying? Like the PS4 wasn't all that like huge and different from the PS3. So
I kind of see what you mean, but I like it's basically just another PS3, but just a step forward in terms of performance.
It's like the Samsung Galaxy S8 and the S9. Like the S9 is just going to be a bunch of small hardware changes, but they're going to look
just a bunch of
the
nuances.
same.
But,
right,
yeah.
Exactly. And you know, obviously they did change the design. Of course, they changed the design from the 3 to the 4, but it's still like the insides are still pretty much almost the same. But I would like to say that because
isn't that a game inside?
Yes, the price of the PS4 has been really like, I think that was one of the big motivating factors behind why it won this generation, because remember when Xbox One and Xbox One X and One S came out in Project Scorpio Edition, everybody was still like, what the hell? You're paying $500 for a gaming console? And like that was the reason why the PS3 like died last generation. It really didn't do great because of it started out at a price tag of like $600. You guys remember?
$599.
Yeah, when the PS3 first came out, it was $600. And now it's like barely $120 at J&L. But Eric still wants
the PS3 was super expensive.
I guess the only big difference that I know that I could see right off the bat for Xbox and PlayStation, at least in the first two, like I'm gonna give it the first year, PlayStation had more games.
Right.
The PS4 had like more exclusives coming to their. I forgot which exclusives, but I mean, if you consider Knack a decent exclusive.
I mean,
what are you talking about? Knack's like the best
Knack's
game
pretty
ever
good.
made.
Yeah.
Oh, masterpiece. It was Knack, and there were a couple of other exclusives like Drive Club. I didn't really play it, but it looked.
I forgot Drive Club was a thing.
Damn.
I don't think
they
it was
dropped
all that
it, to be honest.
successful.
Like it was not actually. It was not successful. But I remember when I saw that awesome PS4, like games, that PS4 system trailer for when the console came out, and they were singing that song, and like they were like playing Elder Scrolls Online and Drive Club and all those other games. That was the one game I saw. Drive Club, and they had more exclusives than Xbox did in its first year to 2 years, which really set it apart.
Right.
And that's what made me want a PS4. Xbox, their only games that I really like was interested in was Sunset Overdrive, and then later on Rare Replay. Those are like two games.
Oh right, that's another game I would absolutely
wanted.
play if I had an Xbox. Rare
It's
Replay,
pretty cheap now, and like now they've got more exclusives on the console, like Cuphead. But
you play that on PC, so if you don't.
Yeah. I guess like it's only on Xbox compared to
when
the
it comes to console wise, yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you consider that, but I mean, Xbox has more games, has gotten more games since then, so it's got some competition going on, which is good. I'd still say I'd want a PS4 though.
I don't know. I think they still have a problem with like exclusives, like enticing exclusives. The head of the company.
Oh yeah, they do for sure.
Phil Spencer, I think.
Yeah.
Is he the
Phil
head
Spencer.
of Xbox? Even he's admitted that it's like, we kind of have an issue with like a lack of a large amount of enticing exclusives. They said they're gonna try and like remedy that a bit, so we'll see what happens. But yeah.
No man, we got Halo.
Halo's a good first-person shooter,
and we got Cuphead.
Yeah, I like a lot of the Halo games, honestly.
The Halo games are good, and Cuphead's good, but they do need more console exclusives if they want to sell units. Like they sold like 20 how many in Japan? 20 Xboxes.
Yes, 20.
Yeah, I remember that.
A whole
yeah,
20.
20 Xboxes.
20.
I want to meet those
Xboxes.
20 people, honestly.
And
just to
ask
see.
them, why
Who do
the
you
hell
play
did
with
you
on
do
Xbox
this?
Live? Oh, no one.
Even the PS4 got more. Guys, the 360 outsold the One.
Microsoft employees overseas who are asked by the company to buy them.
Guys, the 360 outsold the One.
Yeah, in Japan.
That's
What?
because the 360
Because for
actually
some
had
reason there are like some exclusives that like Japan would like for the 360. There were some VNs released for the 360.
Oh yeah.
Well, believe it or not, when
like
Kingdom
that.
Hearts 3 comes out, it's gonna be on the Xbox.
Well, that's not. But I guess here's the thing: the Xbox isn't totally trash. Obviously, like it's a pretty good system. Ask Ray; he still wants Cuphead. But I mean, if you think about it, like,
Just try and move as
Like,
quickly past that. As possible.
Assassin's Creed Origins came out for it. I mean, obviously
That's
the
on everything, though.
I know, but I'm talking about the fact that like if you are an Xbox gamer, you're not really still missing out on much. Like you are still getting the same games as like
if
a
you
lot of
don't
other
care
people.
about Halo, that's a lot that you just that's just gone from there.
You're missing
I mean,
out.
yes, you're right. Because but when was the last Halo game though? Honestly, Halo 5, right?
Yeah, Halo 5 was the last
Halo
one.
5.
Halo 6, I have no clue when it's coming out.
God, I mean,
It is coming out. There is a Halo 6 because when they announced Halo 4, because everyone thought Halo Reach was the last one. It's like because that was when Bungie was like, "All right, that's it. We're done. We're done with Halo." And then
Halo 4
Microsoft
comes
just
out.
basically they gave the IP to 343 Industries, and it's like, "All right, you guys are gonna make a new trilogy," and that's what they're doing. So Halo 6 is coming.
right?
We just don't know when.
Yeah.
When's it coming? When's the Halo movie?
You know, I liked Halo Reach. That was
Actually,
my favorite
no.
Halo game.
The last Halo game that came out was Halo 2.
Wars.
I forgot.
Halo Wars 2.
You know,
Yeah, that
Reach
came out
was
last year, I
Reach
think.
was my favorite Halo game. I really enjoyed
I liked
that one.
3
Really?
a lot.
I love 3.
Yeah, I loved Halo 3.
It seems everybody loves 3.
I loved Halo 3.
It's the best one.
Halo 3 had an awesome campaign and really, really fun multiplayer.
Some people will tell you like 2 is their favorite just because
Halo 2 is
that
really
was
good.
when it introduced dual wielding and like other things like playing as other characters in the story. But 3
Halo
has
2
a place in my
multiplayer is
heart.
also really popular.
3 is the most like 3 was up there with the most sold video game in all history for a while. Like
Yeah.
it beat out Mario, like the original OG Mario on the
It's
Super.
crazy
on the
to me
NES.
that Halo 3 came out in
2007.
Like, God, that's so long ago now.
I know. I remember playing it the summer it came out, and it's just
Yeah.
like, wow, memories.
I probably because the first Halo game I ever played was Reach, because I bought Halo 3 and Halo Reach together. So I played Halo Reach, and then I went back to play Halo 3. And then I was like, huh, I like Halo Reach a lot more. Probably because I played it first, and probably I didn't just like dedicate it a little more time.
One thing that was really cool about Halo Reach was it had the firefight mode.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
In ODST.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. ODST was also a really good one. I like that one. That was
Yeah,
a
the only
one.
problem with ODST was that it came out with like way higher of a price tag than it should. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was supposed to come out as just like basically an
Like a
expansion
DLC.
for,
Yeah.
like 20 or 30 bucks.
It was just a
And they're
Halo
like, no,
3
$60
like
bucks.
DLC box.
Yeah. Right. That's what I thought it was, and then what kept me from buying it was a $60 price tag.
When it eventually like lowered in price though, it was worth it. 'cause
Yeah,
the
20
campaign,
bucks,
while
yeah.
shorter, was still fun, and firefight
Damn, dude.
mode was
Thinking
really
about
fun.
these old Xbox games just reminds me of how many good exclusives the 360 had, and now the Xbox One. It has exclusives, but nothing compared to what was coming out on the 360.
Yeah, Halo 3 was a system seller, honestly. I know a lot of people who bought an Xbox just for that.
Well, what was some other exclusives for
For what? Xbox?
Yeah, I'm
Fable?
trying to think of Fable. Fable was really
Yeah,
There were
great.
some, yeah.
People did not like Fable 3 though, from what I remember.
Screw Fable 3. It didn't even look
Alright.
good.
Damn.
Well, it is an old
look,
game. It
I
came
borrowed-
out like it came out 6 years ago.
All right, but
7 years ago.
I borrowed Halo.
Fable
I mean,
3 came out like 8 years ago at this point.
I borrowed
Really?
Fable 3
Yeah.
from a friend of mine for like
Halo
a week,
3 is what looks ancient at this point.
for a week or two. Oh my god, it was unbearable. Like I loved Fable 1 and Fable 2. I hated Fable 3.
I've only played Fable 2, and I thought it was alright, but I heard Fable 1 was the best one.
Fable 1's pretty good. I hated
Fable 1 has
Fable
a really
3.
nice story. But yeah, like in terms of just games, you look at the 360 and the Xbox One, and you can see a clear difference on what was on each console.
What were the other exclusives for Xbox?
For Xbox, I mean, there was Gears of War, and I know Gears of War...
Gears of
on
War has a
Xbox
pretty
One.
good following. Gears of War.
I only ever played think I only played the first 3. I never played Judgment, which was that like.
I played. I
didn't play Judgment
3.
either.
I didn't play anything else though. I played only 3. But I think it's a pretty good game. It's a decent exclusive. What else?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was just a regular third-person shooter. It had Cliff Bleszinski on it.
Borderlands, right? Borderlands came out on PC.
What?
No, I was thinking of. I'm trying to think of exclusives.
Borderlands, right?
No, Borderlands
like, where
came
did
out
that
on
come
PC.
from? Borderlands, right? Borderlands,
just-
for one,
he's
isn't
just
an
shouting out
Xbox
games.
exclusive.
Borderlands is
And
a
also,
multi-platform game.
Cliff Bleszinski had nothing to do with Borderlands.
No. I
No,
know. I was just.
Eric, he was saying Borderlands was an exclusive on Xbox, which it wasn't.
Yeah,
'cause
it
was also
wasn't.
on PlayStation.
Right. Okay. Now I'm just trying to think of like exclusives. I can't remember really a lot of them.
I think we should move on since we talked already VR and sort of just got snowballed into Xbox.
Well, you don't want to keep talking about Borderlands, the Xbox exclusive?
Oh wait, I remember. PS4 and Xbox both had Final Fantasy, so there was that one. That's pretty good.
No, they both had Final Fantasy. It's just that it was way better on PlayStation.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they had 15. I guess from that,
And
it's
13.
really
They didn't have 14, which is the MMO.
That's my way of segueing. So Eric, can you talk a little bit about Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition and what's coming with that?
Well, for everyone who's played Final Fantasy 15, you would know that the game basically launched like launched with like it wasn't finished pretty much like
Right.
I heard that, yeah.
when it came out, and you could tell there was some stuff that was like clearly like missing or things they could have added. And what Royal Edition is basically doing is it's pretty much the definitive edition of Final Fantasy 15. It's coming
Right.
with all the DLC and add-ons that were released for 15 already, like the episodes for each individual character that wasn't Noctis, so Glady, Prompto, and Ignis. There was also a multiplayer like expansion that called Comrades, but I don't know too much about that one. And I know eventually there was also a lot of content added just from like regular patches and updates too, like that added like literally gameplay mechanics and the ability to play as the other characters and not just Noctis and all. But yeah, the Royal Edition, it's including everything that's been released up to this point, as well as new stuff. Like you can explore more of the ocean,
Right.
in the Royal Edition, because that was something that you couldn't really do. You could it'll include like some new dungeons, some new like items. There's also like there was like one area that was like you weren't able to explore that much, but with Royal Edition they're adding a lot more. They're adding more enemies and stuff.
Yeah.
It's literally just like the version that basically I guess should have came out in the first place.
You know,
But yeah,
I was really like, you know, I've been deciding whether or not, because I'm gonna eventually get Final Fantasy 15, because the cool thing about the Final Fantasy games is you don't need to play them in order to really.
I mean, you'd be insane to be like, no, I'll play Final Fantasy.
Right. Right.
Especially when 2 of them are MMOs, so they're gonna take like 100+ hours.
Right. So like, I think, I was deciding whether or not I wanted to get day one or wait for the definitive edition, and so I mean, the only reason I'd want day one is just because it says day one on it. But besides that, I really
haven't
wouldn't
put
want it.
any time into Final Fantasy, being honest.
It's a good series.
It is. I played.
Final
I think,
Fantasy
I don't mean the
15,
series.
even with-
I have played the older games. Like I've played parts of 13, and I've seen 15, and I'm trying to get into like the Super Nintendo ones.
Oh
But-
yeah, the 6 Final Fantasy 6 is
6.
really good.
Yeah, and the PS2 ones. Like I've played them. I'm just talking about Final
PS2,
Fantasy 15.
yeah, that was 10,
I just
11, and 12.
I haven't gotten into 15 at all, and like seeing all this DLC coming out, it just looks like there's much that to like get into just for the game.
I played a little bit of 10 and 10-2. I wasn't a fan of it. I really wasn't a fan of 10 and 10-2. But I owned it for PS2, and I played a little bit of it. No, I played 10-2. But I know I got Eric 10 and 10-2 for PS4.
Yeah, I still have it. But I know that for if you have the base game of Final Fantasy 15, you don't have to rebuy it to get that new content that's coming, like the new dungeons and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's gonna be like a pack you can buy that basically upgrades your base game to the Royal Edition. So you don't have to rebuy the game if you own the regular edition like me.
Oh wow.
But if you don't own it, then
nice.
yeah, you might as well get the Royal Edition. Like there'd be no reason to get the regular one.
Yeah.
How much did you pay just for the DLC package?
I bought the season pass, but I haven't played any of the episodes yet, just because I haven't had time, and I kind of moved on to other games once I finished the story and the platinum in that one. But I'll go back to it eventually. But I can't remember how much the season pass was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like maybe around like 20 to 30, because that's like the usual cost for season passes for games these days.
Wow,
No,
so
usual season
paying
passes are like
$100 up front.
$60. Depends on what you're like buying, obviously. Which, like, I know the season pass.
It was $25. There you go.
Okay, I know the season pass for like Breath of the Wild was 20, but then you had the season pass of something like Call of Duty, which is $60. No, $60. It costs the same of the game.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What's COD?
I mean, I don't know which COD. Most of the CODs. If you like, I remember.
Let's see how much the season pass is for World War II, which is the latest one.
Because I remember when I bought Black Ops, I think it was either $50 or $60, and that was all the way back then. You know, that was like.
Jesus Christ! It's $50.
Yeah.
For Zelda?
No, for World War II season pass, for the COD season passes.
What comes in the World War II season pass?
Well, you get all the
I guess
maps,
all the maps
when they come out.
Yeah, it's DLC. That's way too expensive for a season.
But
pass.
Wait, is there another option besides paying for the whole season pass? Like,
yes, buying
them
the maps.
I guess.
Buying the maps when they come out, which is $15 per pack.
I remember what they used to do with PlayStation and Xbox. Do you remember how when the map DLC would come out for like Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare 2, and it would come out first on Xbox?
Yeah, but then now they're coming out first on PlayStation.
And everyone on PlayStation would have to wait like a month or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, because like when I had an Xbox and when I had Xbox 360 and I played Black Ops very often, it was like I had to obviously buy the membership, but then every time a map pack would come out, I'd rush to GameStop and buy it because I was such a big fan of Black Ops. I ended up spending like $60 for all the maps, but like
I did not spend that much.
I didn't buy a single piece.
Well, because I would play with I'd play with some friends from school, like zombie mode. I'd play zombie mode, multiplayer also, and so like it really, I guess it was worth it in terms of the time that I put into play. Black Ops was like the first COD game that I played in, first COD game that I finished, and it was fun, but you know I never
couldn't finish the others. The campaigns are only like 6 hours.
Yeah, because I just didn't feel like doing it. It's not that I didn't.
No way.
Do
so you
it.
went like 10th prestige.
Oh, did you finish the multiplayer too? Did you get to max level and everything?
10th
You know,
prestige.
in
Golden
multiplayer in
weapon.
Black Ops,
You don't finish the game until
I
you have a
still
golden
like.
Desert Eagle.
You know, I still got pretty far in terms of level. Like, I think I was like level 50 or something like that. I never got
That's
to
not
prestige. Yeah, I
You
never got to
prestige at
prestige.
least- You can prestige at least 10 times in the game and then earn like emblems and stuff.
Yeah.
It just keeps
Yeah.
going, honestly. It doesn't stop.
I would never do it, and because I wouldn't spend my entire time playing the game so I can get to prestige. I know a lot of people just do it in like a few nights. Like I remember when I first got what was it? Which game just came out? World War II, right?
You got that?
Yeah, I have World War II.
Oh.
When I put it in just so that I can like load the game and I checked out the multiplayer really quickly, and there are people who already had like 3rd or 4th prestige and something like that. Like the game just came out and they were like already like fit like really high up in level, and I'm just like, y'all probably got the game early, but at the same time, how in the world are you already like 1st or 2nd prestige? I don't get it.
They play a lot.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's
like
what it is.
I
Matches
guess
in that game only last from like 5 to 10 minutes. So theoretically, like if you played say 3 hours, you could do like 18 plus matches.
Well, yeah, but then it just means that in each match you would have to like, they must just be really good that you have to like get like 10, 20 kills in one match.
Plus, if you were playing, because there's also certain game modes where I think you get more experience, right? Like, wasn't Search and Destroy, you'd get like way more experience if you watch.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, you did?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't. I never played Search and Destroy because I only played Capture the Flag, and I played Free for All and Team Death Battle. Team Deathmatch.
Team Death Battle.
Team Death Battle. Team Deathmatch.
Team Deathmatch.
Team Deathmatch is still my favorite.
I dropped Call of Duty after Black Ops.
Yeah, same. Black Ops 1 was the last one I played a ton of.
The only reason I got World War II
for a little while, and then I stopped after that.
The only reason I got World War II is because I love World War II as a game time, like time to play the games. And I was not a fan of.
That makes no sense. What the hell did you just say?
Like a time setting, like a setting.
Okay, you like the World War II setting.
Yeah, yeah. I just not a fan of which one? Call of Duty. Infinite Warfare, is that the one that just came out before?
Infinite Warfare was one a lot of people did not like.
Yeah,
it was the one before WW2, right?
Huh?
Probably
it was the one
because
before WW2, right?
Yeah, it was the one before World War II.
The Kevin Spacey game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was the Kevin Spacey one, I think. Or no, wait, wasn't it Advanced Warfare?
Yeah, that was
Advanced. It was Advanced Warfare. Yeah.
All right,
I get those two mixed up because they basically look like the same game, to be honest.
Yeah, they do.
I bought the Infinite Warfare game because I was like, I don't know. I got Infinite Warfare with my PS4 because I bought that bundle. And it was, like, I enjoyed the multiplayer, but that was the only thing I enjoyed.
Man,
plus
people hated Infinite Warfare.
I just didn't like it was too futuristic. It's too futuristic. I think, like, that's why I like a game like Black Ops, because it's like historical and fun,
Well, Black Ops 2 and 3 were also like in the future, weren't they?
Black Ops 2 I think was like 2025 or something like that. I had Black Ops 2. It wasn't too far in the future.
2025.
It wasn't too far in the future.
Black Ops 3 though was definitely like in the future for sure. Like,
oh my god, Black Ops 3 was a problem because of all the robots. You can play as a robot
at the screen.
In that game.
He's like,
"Wow, Isaac, you really cut out there."
I like that you say it like that.
Isaac?
Wow, Isaac, you really cut out there.
Yo, does anyone remember the Nintendo DS Call of Duty games?
Oh my god.
Oh
yes.
my god, yes. I saw that shit in Best Buy once.
I fucking played Modern Warfare 1 on Nintendo DS. I remember that.
I played Black Ops on DS. It's horrible.
I saw Modern Warfare and Black Ops on DS in the store once.
You know what?
It was like rated
in 340 in 360 pixel quality looks dope.
It was from a top head view too.
Yeah.
It's like a top head view.
I played Modern Warfare on cell phone. No, I'm serious.
Wait, there was a cell phone game?
There was a cell phone game?
Yes. It was like, okay, you guys remember the Motorola Razr?
Huh.
And it had like that really cool like Spider-Man game that everybody loved to play. It was the Spider-Man game that everybody loved to play on the Motorola Razr.
Okay.
I think I'm starting to remember this game, like the Spider-Man you're talking about.
Yeah, so pretty much the way that this Modern Warfare game worked is that it was on like most. I think it got popular overseas, but like people would like not smartphones would play it, and it'd be like on a small screen, top head, very similar. It'd be pretty much an RPG instead of a MMORPG. It was pretty cool. I'm not sure if it was like a made up, like a game that was like not really licensed by but it was called Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, and it was like a phone game too. It was pretty weird. I played it because one of my family members.
Yo, imagine if there was actually a competitive scene for Call of Duty on the phone.
Oh my god, you imagine? Yo, is that going at MLG? Fucking Call of Duty on the phone?
What if you have to put the phone to your ear?
Competitive phone Call of Duty
during the game. Like you have to look away from the screen. It's like
man. It's right next to the. It's right next to the competitive Hungry Hippos tournament. Like right next to it.
Oh my god, I can't believe that's still a thing.
What happened?
Multiplayer for that game probably looks like Metal Gear on the original like systems.
Yeah.
Where it was like
on
over
MS-DOS.
on MS-DOS.
Oh my
What
god.
happened to pie eating contests?
What?
What happened to pie eating contests? Something simple.
Oh yeah, that was the thing, right?
That was the thing.
Yeah.
It's still a thing in
Food
like
eating
county
contest.
fairs. Wait, what?
Like food eating contests in general.
I
like
swear to
pie
God,
eating,
I
hot
swear
dog
to
eating.
God, I heard you say booty eating contest.
You cut out for me. What did you say?
I
Yeah.
swear to God, I
I'm
heard you
cutting
say
out.
booty eating contest.
Booty.
Well, they probably have those
That's
too.
like groceries.
They probably have those too, and I'm sure a lot of men
Bruh.
engage in, and women.
Bruh.
Booty eating.
Because he said food eating, and I swear to God, it sounded like booty
Getting
eating.
cut out.
He said food eating, and I swear to God, I heard booty eating.
Jeez,
probably have it-
review.
They probably have it at those conventions you were telling us about.
Oh my God, no! Don't tell the viewers about what conventions I was referring to. Anyways,
were porn conventions.
oh my God. All right, so Eric was talking a little bit about Final Fantasy. Hello.
What the hell is that?
What the? Okay. Eric was talking a little bit about Final Fantasy. I think I'd like. He also finished a game recently this week, and I think I'm gonna give him some
Final
time.
Fantasy? No, I didn't. I finished that forever ago.
No. God damn it! I said you were talking about Final Fantasy just now, but you finished a game this week, and I want you to talk about it. So go ahead and tell people what you've done.
What game I finished?
Yes.
What game?
Tell them.
No, I'm asking. What game? What are you talking about?
Tsukihime.
Oh my. Oh. It's not...
Sorry, my brother was showing me a clip of Eric Andre.
Oh, okay. But all right. You should have said that then.
Tsukihime.
You're being so vague, and it's Tsukihime. There's an
Tsukihime.
E at the end. But yeah. So what I've been doing is I've been slowly getting into Type Moon and the Nasuverse as a whole. And if anyone who doesn't know what that is basically like the biggest, most popular thing in it is Fate, like Fate Stay Night and all that.
Ooh, hot.
There's VNs, light novels, games, a mobile game that makes a shit ton of money. So I was like, this looks right up my alley. It looks really cool, so I want to get into it. And I remember I already experienced one thing. I watched all the Kara no Kyokai movies, like I think a year or two ago, because a friend of mine recommended them to me, and I remember really enjoying them. At the time, I didn't even know it was part of Type Moon. I just watched them because someone recommended it to me. And so I was like, okay, well, since I watched that, I'm gonna, instead of dipping my feet into Fate, before that, I'm gonna read Tsukihime, which is like, when it comes to pre-Fate in Type Moon, the most popular things by far is Kara no Kyokai and Tsukihime. So I was like, alright, let me get Tsukihime out of the way first. And I remember I had the VN on my computer for the longest time because a friend of mine is super into like Type Moon and played like the mobile game for a long time until he dropped it because he was spending too much money. Played like Fate Extra, read Stay Night, read Tsukihime and all that. So yeah, he gave me like a copy of it. It was literally, and the same copy he gave me, I gave to these guys.
Ooh.
And I had it for like a few years now. I just hadn't had the time to go to it. But like lately, I was like, I really want to get into it, so let me just boot it up and start reading it. And yeah, I read it over the break. I can't remember how long it took me. Must have been like what, 1 to 2 weeks, because it's not that long. Each route only takes like around like 7 hours, like, or 8 hours, something like that. I'm really not good at keeping track of how long a VN takes unless they actually show me my playtime.
Right.
But Tsukihime came out back in 2000, so it does not have that. And you could really tell its age.
Yeah.
Like the art is like a little iffy. The characters have like giraffe necks. They're a little long, and a lot of
Anime is my favorite anime.
yeah, my favorite, right? The functionality like in the actual VN is not like, it doesn't have a lot of the functionality you would see nowadays because of its age and everything, but I think it still holds up really well. So there are, to be exact, 5 routes in the whole thing. 2 of them are called the near side of the moon routes, and 3 of them are the far side of the moon routes. The near side consists of Arc. I can't remember how to pronounce her full name, but I just call her Arc.
Arculade.
Anyway. Yeah.
Like Kool-Aid.
Arc Kool-Aid? Oh yeah!
What just happened?
No, Arc
Kool-Aid.
No, it's
Arc-Aid.
Arc-Aid.
Arc and how do you pronounce the name Ciel? Seal?
Seal.
Somewhat Keel?
Seal or Keel depends on where you are.
Seal. So Arc and Seal are the near side of the moon routes.
That's what it is.
And when it comes to the far side of the moon routes, it's Akiha, Hisuai, and Kohaku. And you basically go in that order. You go Arc, Seal, Akiha, Hisuai, and then Kohaku. Every girl has 2 endings except for the last one. Kohaku only has 1 ending, and her true ending. And when it comes to the others, everyone has a true ending and a good ending, except for Akiha. She actually has a true ending and a normal ending.
A little note to the viewers, when VNs say true ending, that necessarily does not mean it's a bad ending. However, generally true ending, if there's a good ending, means that there's probably some bad to it.
What? You got cut out there.
When VNs say true ending and then also have a part like an ending called a good ending, it means that the true ending may or may not be good. Like it's not actually great, like probably somebody dies or something like that.
There are some, the game is like, or the VN, whatever, what a game VN, I'm not gonna get into that argument, but it's very dark. It's a lot of blood, a lot of gore, rape is in it. There are some sex scenes, and as Type Moon sex scenes have basically become a meme at this point, they're not the best. Some of them I was okay with. Others were like really silly and made me laugh. But I don't want to spoil it too much, but there was one that was basically like, this vampire spirit is taking over your body and is making you hard. I must have sex with you and make you come in order to like help you. And I was like, oh, okay. Weird way to like include a sex scene, but all right. But and yeah, I thought it was really, really good. It glued me to my screen for a while. I just basically couldn't put it down for the longest time.
Really? What kind of glue? Elmer's?
No. But but yeah, when you go through it, you basically get the character's true ending first and then their other ending. So you go like Arc true ending, Arc good ending, then Seal true ending, Seal good ending, so on and so on. Some of the endings are really depressing, others are really, really happy. So you know, you're gonna get a lot of different emotions going through it. The action scenes in it are pretty intense, even if it's just reading, just because of the way everything is described, and it's like, it just keeps you going, wondering what's gonna happen next.
Right.
When it comes to the near side of the moon routes, those routes basically deal with the current serial killings going on in the protagonist's town. It's called the Vampire Killer because bodies are basically being found with their blood sucked and everything. And those 2 routes deal more with that and like the goings on that happens in town.
Right.
But with the last 3, the far side of the moon routes, those are more about your family and your past and learning more about like what happened like 10 years ago, because the protagonist basically had a life-threatening accident happen to him when he was a kid, and he doesn't remember it, but ever since that accident, he sees these things called lines like all over like objects and humans, and when he cuts through them, he basically kills that person or kills that object. Like he can cut through a tree just with like a simple knife if he just traces the line and everything, or he could kill a human being if he just traces the line that's on it. And that's actually why he wears glasses. If he wears the glasses, he doesn't see the line, and he needs that because seeing all those death lines, which is what he calls them, gives him a headache. And the funny thing is, actually, that same ability, which is called the Mystic Eyes of Death Perception, the same ability, the protagonist from Kara no Kyokai has the same thing. It's like a similar ability. It's not exactly the same, but they basically have like the same sort of deal where they could see like the lines on a person that could lead them to death. and everything,
Yeah.
and both protagonists are named Shiki. So yeah, that was not a
Pretty cool.
coincidence, probably.
Nice.
But yeah,
I like
both
it.
Shikis have the same kind of ability, all with some differences. One's a girl, one's a guy. But because Shiki is a unisex name after all. But yeah, so two very different kind of stories. But one thing that's really cool is that with each route and each ending, you well, more with each route, because there's some endings that are like really quick. Like Ark's good ending is like 5 minutes, and it's basically there to like alleviate the pain from a true ending. But with each route, you learn more and more about like everything that's happened to you, Shiki, who's the main character. And by the end of the game, you finally understand what everything happened, and like the relationships he had, like with his sister, with the two servants at the mansion, and everything. I'd say that overall,
Sounds a little bit of horror too in there.
oh yeah, like there's like I said, there's blood, gore, people get like violated. Vampires are a big deal in it.
Is there a film or like any animations for the game?
It's funny you say that, because there is an anime, but it's so bad that people pretend that it doesn't exist.
Really
Like
bad?
literally, it's a meme at this point. People are like,
Alright.
"What's Tsukihime anime?"
We gotta watch
There's no Tsukihime anime. I'll watch it just to see how bad it is, because I want to see like how much they fucked it up. Because apparently it's pretty bad.
We
But,
gotta watch it, guys.
No, don't watch that. Just read the VN. I said.
Is this,
Don't
is this so hard? Is this so hard to just not fuck up an adaptation?
I mean, I guess it is.
It's so easy to do. It's very easy.
Yeah.
It's very
Ruin
easy
a
to
book
fuck up an
when
adaptation.
you adapt it to movie or to TV.
Because
or...
you can't
Especially
just
when
take
it's a
everything.
VN where there's like multiple routes. Like, how are you gonna adapt that?
Yeah. You also
True,
just can't take, like, you just can't, if you're, let's say you're adapting, like, a manga to an
A manga
anime,
would be a bit easier.
It's easier, but there's still things that, like, you maybe, like,
Because
you
there are
have
things
to
that might not
adapt.
translate well to that
Right.
visual, like, format
Like,
and everything.
They're trying, like, let's say something like Daredevil, they took, like, the origin story of Daredevil or something like that, and, like, even some of the things that are happening within the series, they have to go back to the comics, and some of those things are a little outdated compared to what, like, the,
Yeah, some
comic
changes
is-
are probably going to be made and everything.
Right, and so in that case, you know, they have to make decisions about what would the adaptation. Sometimes those decisions are not really the best, but you know, it depends on what studio and like how the kind of content it is and what sort of content they decide to change and to adapt. Like, you know, I guess maybe the studio that did Iron Fist thought that, you know, we don't want him to be in Kunlun the entire time or whatever. We want him to be in New York in an office the entire time. So,
But yeah, adaptations can be really tricky, especially with like a VN. That's basically why Fate Zero is considered the best Fate, or well, the best Type Moon anime-wise, because that was a light novel, and that's a lot easier to adapt than, you know, Stay Night, which was a long VN that has 3 routes to it. But yeah, there was the Tsukihime anime. There was, funnily enough, there was a series of fighting games for Tsukihime, if you can believe it, called Melty Blood. There's even one on Steam. I might buy it just to see what it's
Melty
like.
Blood?
Yeah, Melty Blood. It's apparently
What a
not
name.
that unpopular. Like, I think it was even at, like, certain tournaments and everything. But yeah, and the fighters are literally the characters from the visual novel and everything. But yeah, there's that. I think there was, like, 2 little, like, mini, like, sequels to it. Like, well, there's one VN called, like, Kagatsu Toya, something like that. I don't know if I'll read it, because looking at, like, the roadmap for it, it looks way too complicated. I'm gonna send this to the chat just because it really gave me an aneurysm just looking at it. 'Cause it looks like it looks like when you look at it, it looks like the blueprints for a fucking construction project for a skyscraper.
Fuck.
I'm like, how does this work? How do I get all the routes?
See, I was
Like,
gonna
it's
suggest
insane.
earlier. Because you brought up the whole like alternate pathways thing, and I was thinking like, oh well, maybe they could make it like how they did with the Clue movie, where you could choose between different endings depending on where
Some
you watch it or
animes do
whatever.
that, where like maybe like one season is like one round, whatever. But sometimes what they try to do is combine them all into one, and that usually.
it doesn't
Yeah, yeah, I get you.
But yeah, that fucking Kagatsu thing, I don't know if I'll read it. It looks insane. there was another thing called Tsukihime Plus, which is apparently very short, and it just has like some epilogue stuff. I might read that because I know that's translated.
That sounds
too.
fun.
But and the other thing is the Tsukihime remake, which we have no clue when we'll ever see the light of day. It was announced back when we were in middle school, and it is now 2018, and it's still not out.
It's in development hell then.
I don't know. I guess literally the last update we had on that, they released character designs for like all the characters like 2 to 3 years ago. It's like look how they look. All right, bye. And that's it.
Oh my god. Maybe
it's like we don't know.
So it's not canceled?
It's not canceled. We just don't fucking know what's going on with it because they barely talk about it.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, Tsukihime overall though was really good. I highly recommend it. Even if you are super into Fate already, I think it's a good idea to like see some of Nasu's previous works. I definitely say, you know, watch Karen no Kyokai, read Tsukihime. It's really interesting. And I think Tsukihime even does take place in the same world as Fate, although don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. It's either that Tsukihime and Karen of Kyokai take place in the same world and Fate is like its own separate thing, or Fate and Tsukihime take place in the same world and Karen of Kyokai is a separate thing. But it's one or the other.
Right.
And yeah, I'd say overall my favorite route in the whole thing was Hisui's, but my favorite girl was Arc, and I think that's because she, to me, her and Shiki had the best chemistry out of all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that was my whole thing with Tsukihime. The next step for me is probably Fate Stay Night. Right. Don't know when I'll get around to it though.
All right. Thank you for that. I guess we'll check back in with you when you start getting into the Fate universe and how that goes. I'm also going to eventually tread down the same pathway that Eric is, but I still have a few VNs to finish myself.
This dude still hasn't finished Zero Time Dilemma.
Because I don't want to. Okay. Here's my beef with it.
Here's like you started that game in 2016.
Here's my beef with ZTD. I like it because it finishes the story, but with something like Zero Escape series, the Nonary games, it's like it is different. And like everything is almost
ZTD is more like a Telltale game.
Right, exactly. It's more of a point and click Telltale game, which is why I didn't really like it. Like immediately off the bat, I liked 999 and I liked
VLR
and VLR because they like there were a few different scenes, but like in general it was pretty catchy. I liked it. I liked the way that
catchy, like it's a song. What the hell?
Yeah, no, it was catchy. Like, the game was like, oh yeah, shit, you could do all this cool stuff, and the stories were never like, it wasn't so long and dreadful that like you're just like, oh my god, like they're pretty interesting. You learn some cool scientific stuff also.
Yeah, there's a lot of like neat science stuff in Zero Escape.
But Zero Time Dilemma just doesn't really do it for me as much because it's.
I remember I was super into ZTD at first, but then like when I sat down and really thought about it, I was like, yeah, I don't think it's as good as the other two.
That's how I felt. Like I was really into it at first. I'm like, oh my god, yes, I can finally.
I think a part of why I was super into it at first is because it finally came out. Because it was canceled at first. Yeah. So just the fact that it was finally like made, I was like, yay! But then like, yeah.
I have had that feeling too before. Like when they finally released Cuphead, yay!
Yeah.
And Ray was like, yes.
Yeah, that's my beef with
I still say you should just finish it.
I'm gonna
like,
finish it.
How many hours are you in ZTD right now?
Probably like 10, 11.
Yeah, you're like almost halfway there.
Yeah,
so.
I am. I haven't finished any routes yet because
we're halfway there.
Except for the very first one, which is the obvious one.
The first ending that you get, which is like 5 minutes in.
Yeah, 5 minutes in, you get your first ending. That's
when I saw that, I was like, what? All right,
I'll take it. But I mean, I'm looking. It's just a lot. It's certainly a lot. But yeah, so I mean, my thing is that's my beef with ZTD, and eventually I'm going to finish it just so I can get it out of the way.
Nah, I don't blame you. Like, I think a big issue I had with ZTD is the way it's like structured, because you basically do things out of order. Like you enter memory fragments, and because each VLR and ZTD have a thing called the flowchart, which basically shows you like each timeline and all that, and you can jump to any timeline you want. But what you usually do, at least in VLR, is you start on one timeline, play through it, and then finish it if you can. Sometimes you might have to like finish another timeline to be able to finish like the one you're currently in. And it was really cool because you could do things like in order. I remember I did left to right, but with the ZTD flowchart, you're going all over the place, and it's like really like annoying, honestly. Like I'd much rather just go like straight down and then just move to the next one instead of like going here and then going there.
I wasn't a fan of the memory fragments either, because now
it reminded me of like Beyond Two Souls. It had like the same thing where it's like you just play the story out of order.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't like this whole fact that I'm playing out of order, because I really enjoy a linear pathway, because I'm just like, yeah, okay, this makes sense, it's a story, but like now, like I have to think harder about like, oh yeah, where does this fit? Oh yeah, and I don't want to have to do that work. God damn it!
And it's not even to say that like stories that are told out of order just can't work, because that's not true. It's just I don't think it was done well.
Right.
With ZTD.
Yeah.
Also,
I like the way you said that just now.
Oh, how'd I say it?
No. How Lauren said like, I have to think harder now. Like as his complaint.
Fuck that.
Before he like finished with like the rest of it, but like I like to think that that's the actual reason. Like I have to think harder.
Really, the engineer major.
He's like Jimmy Neutron. Think.
All right. So yeah. Isaac, I want you to get started on the Mary and the Witch's Flower. Tell the viewers, you guys. So, the guys went to go see Mary and the Witch's Flower. I unfortunately, because we are in different places, I wasn't able to go see it. So, they're gonna lead the discussion, tell you guys what Mary and the Witch's Flower is about and what they liked about it and their day.
So, Mary and the Witch's Flower was a good movie. Even if you come in 5 minutes late, you'll still enjoy it.
Are you referencing that we came in 5 minutes late?
Yeah, that's my review of it.
Because Isaac wanted to score
the first 5 minutes.
We went to go get some snacks for Isaac because me and Ray had bought snacks for.
All right, to be fair, I had no idea they already got snacks. You guys didn't even tell me until we entered the CVS.
We did. We said we went to Rite Aid. We said we went to Rite Aid. Why would we go to Rite Aid and not buy anything?
We always go to Rite Aid, Isaac.
Yeah, and we didn't this time because we just met on the train. But once we got the snacks and we walked back to the IFC center, we got in like we missed not really the first 5 minutes.
We missed like the first like 3 minutes or something.
2 to 3 minutes, and
the opening prelude.
All that was basically a backstory to the film without spoiling it at all.
Which we learn later on anyway.
You learn later on, but Mary and the Witch's Flower was nice. It had a lot of homage to Studio Ghibli animations. Everything in the movie, from the character design to the sets to like the background designs and even the animation, the tears. It all feels like a Studio Ghibli movie with the same like emotion. But I really like seeing the story, I guess, unfold and like focus on a girl, a little like the young girl perspective of like dealing with like magic and the real world. What did you guys think of that?
It felt simple, straightforward in the sense that it was easy to understand, and I think that anybody can get into it, which I think is great for a studio that's starting out with a film like this, and especially with like the theme of the film. I imagine it would probably like be a good movie to show your kids or your little siblings. I think it was a really good movie. It was beautiful. All the backgrounds, they look like they were hand painted, very detailed. There's like the house that they live in. It looks like there's like a bunch of like shit and all that like in the background that like different like knickknacks that you would have.
I'm sorry, Rio. What?
Yeah, a bunch of shit in the background.
The way you put it.
The way you put it was
just like. Okay, but set pieces in the background that looks like stuff you would have in the average home. Like, I was surprised to see like a lot of that stuff in the movie. Like, it really makes it feel more realistic. Gives like, it makes it feel like more homey in a way. Like, it feels like you're at home when you're watching these scenes in the film. And then when you get to like, where the plot of the film is and all that later on, like, it's all like, the facility over there is like beautiful, like this island in the sky, basically. And I don't want to give away like too much beyond that, but yeah, like the characters were cool. The main villains were very Ghibli-like in terms of like their design and motivation.
I don't want to cut you off. I just want to add on to the different scenes and locations in it. The school felt a lot like a Harry Potter type of movie, where like the second act, basically the movie, where you see more of like the title come into play, like Witch's Flower. The settings felt like it was a Harry Potter movie going into there, but the start of it just feels a lot like a peaceful village. Setting.
What? I know we brought up like Studio Ghibli, obviously, because that's the main inspiration that Studio Pana based his film off.
For sure.
But I also got a lot of vibes from the first 5 Pokemon films, because those actually looked really good. If you go back and watch, it was like when they were in the forest, I got vibes from Pokemon the movie Forever with Celebi, when Ash and the crew were like in the Ilex forest and all that. And I got vibes from like Pokemon like Heroes with Latios and Latias, like basically with the environments and how it really looked, and the fact that the movie like it took place in like what, London or something, like Italy.
It's ambiguous location based off of London.
It was like United Kingdom-ish.
It's not an actual. It doesn't actually take place in London, but you can infer that this is some place that looks like London or England, one of those places, whatever. But it definitely does feel like that. What did you guys think of, I guess, like the whole the voice acting? I have different like mixed opinions on it, but I want to hear what you guys think first.
I thought the voice acting was good. I was just surprised at first because I actually didn't expect it to be like British voice acting.
That was a shock, yeah. Hello. Like when we hear the first few lines of the British voice acting come in, it was like weird, because that's the first time I've seen a movie sort of like that looks like a Studio Ghibli movie with British voices.
Yeah.
That actually, because I hadn't seen like with Isaac, what he told us the other day, I hadn't seen no promotional material for this movie prior. So when we went into the English dub screening, I was completely surprised by
voices,
like
the accents.
The British voices.
What made me it didn't make me hate the film, but the accents were fine. I just thought the voice acting was a little bit like just a little off. I guess it's because I might be harsh on the fact that it's like kids characters, and whenever it comes
could
to
also
at least...
be because I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, it could also be because we're more spoiled by like stuff like Funimation, where they have like professional, like, experienced, well-seasoned actors over here. Not to say that like the actors,
but even with movies like Spirited
Away,
I remember that I'm not sure how the voice actors were for like Chihiro in Spirited Away, the protagonist, but the voice actor for her in the English dub did a great job. I even remember it now as being like one of my favorite animations.
From what I remember, yeah.
For this movie, I'm not like trying to compare it to to Spirited Away, even though I basically just did. But I still I like the voices. The accents were fine. I guess it's just me like being a little bothered that like, okay, the acting wasn't amazing, but I still like the voice acting for what it was.
Same.
Kate Winslet did a good job as the aunt. It was kind of cool how me and Eric were like, "Oh man, that's Kate Winslet." But
what was really,
that was the only actress we recognized. I was like, "Oh shit, it's Kate Winslet."
Something that I thought was funny was like, okay, so if in the English dub they have like these accents, do they have the accents in the Japanese version? Like, isn't that weird how like
that'd be great if they had Japanese British accents?
Because then they would be speaking Japanese in this British like country.
I guess it's part of why when you see a movie dubbed in the language you're critical of the voice acting than if it was in a foreign language. I don't know if that makes sense, but whenever I see an English dub, I'm way more critical.
Are you saying it doesn't make sense because you were like, no?
Well, like you watch Pokémon in English and you don't like you could hear the voice acting being any anime, not just Pokemon, like poorly dubbed animes. Just pick one off the top of your head, and it's bad and you don't like it, but the Japanese version is probably better because it just doesn't sound weird.
You guys have not seen bad until you seen the Golden Harmony dub of Dragon Ball.
I know what you're talking about. It was like the first dub before the Funimation one.
They called Goku Zero for some reason, and also
because that was his original name. That was the name he was supposed to have in the Western adaptation. But
and in the
go ahead. Or
you were gonna say something? All right,
I was just gonna go back to Mary and the Witch's Flower.
All right, I was gonna say like in one of the other like dubs they did for this one Dragon Ball Z movie, Goku had like a really deep voice for some reason. Like he sounded like Yugi.
Okay.
Wow.
Mary and the God cards.
But I guess overall my favorite favorite takeaway from the movie were the visuals. The animation and the visuals just did it for me, and I liked it. Mary and the Witch's Flower was definitely a nice Studio Ghibli homage to watch. Just go and see it. If you enjoy
support the official release, animation, please buy a ticket.
If you enjoy anime, or if you're just looking for a cool there are kids at the movie too. Like there's a family that brought their kids to see it. So if you're just looking to take your kids to see a movie, go see Mary and the Witch's Flower.
So I did a little research like a week ago. The reason that because I was very interested.
Eric and Ray. I skipped them, and like I didn't get to hear their final thoughts to it. What did you guys? Sure. What are your final thoughts?
I do agree. I thought the movie was well worth it. I hope that people listening can go officially support it. Like, obviously, there's websites like Kiss Anime and all that, but like, please, like, this is their first movie. Go support the official release, buy the Blu-ray, whatever you can do. It's a really good film. In a good way, I think it plays it safe. And I can't wait to see more from this studio, because I think they set the bar at a pretty good level in terms of like what they're capable of, what they can do in the future. I'm looking forward to seeing where they take this, their talent. And I really do enjoy how there was like a little shout out to like Miyazaki and the whole Ghibli team in the credits.
Oh yeah,
and,
I forgot.
Oh right, there was.
They have them in the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, something that was cool because apparently they had like a Ghibli festival at the theater we saw it at in the IFC theater. They had like all the Studio Ghibli movie posters on the second floor of the building, which was a cool little surprise to see.
I don't think that's a festival. That's just the theater itself. It has frames.
No,
so we went to go see it at the
I heard from like the employee like it was a festival that happened apparently.
They had a festival? Oh, okay. I know that at the IFC Center that we saw it at, they always have screenings of anime films. If not Studio Ghibli, then they'll have them of like other more like indie anime film theaters, or even like foreign animations. So
yeah, I noticed they had like a lot of the Ghibli characters everywhere.
They had
like
breadwinners,
near the menu.
Eric, your final thoughts?
Eric.
Yeah, I basically feel the same way. I think it was a simple movie, but for a first film, I think it's really well done. I think it makes sense to go simple for your first feature film. The visuals and animation were really nice, and I enjoyed like the callbacks to Ghibli and all that. I thought it was a Ghibli movie at first until you guys told me that it was a whole new studio, and this was their first like debut.
Yeah. And so I did some research a week ago because I was wondering. I was like, why does this movie look a lot like a Studio Ghibli movie? But apparently the animation director is from Studio Ghibli, who did a lot of the Studio Ghibli films. He was like their main animator. Is the one that made Studio Ponok. He made Studio Ponok, and he was the one that
Also, it was like it was one of their in-house guys that
exactly.
basically like.
That's why the animation style is so similar, because it's one of them that does it. So I guess obviously that's because cool. He's the same guy that directed Secret World of Arrietty. So, which means
that's cool.
It means it's probably like that's where he gets that's where this film gets a lot of the like Ghibli like animation style. So I think that was pretty cool, and I'm probably gonna watch it sometime this week if I can. Bring myself to a theater myself. Taking
Definitely go check it out, man.
Yeah. But yeah, all right. Thanks, guys. Wait, no, you guys aren't done. You guys aren't off the hook.
What?
You guys aren't. Hello? You guys aren't off the hook. No, you guys aren't done yet. You got to talk about your day.
Oh, you want?
Oh yeah.
You fucks.
We really wanted to summarize our day.
Coral.
Coral sucks.
Cool.
Excellent choice, my darling.
Hello.
Jesus.
Get back
Yeah,
to
I
work,
remember that.
Mr. Squidward.
The day was good. The movie was
Yeah,
nice.
it was a good day.
We had some
Yeah.
ramen afterwards.
Very
Some
good
guy-
ramen.
Some guy complimented me and Eric on the way up to the 4 train.
Oh yeah, I remember that. We were just.
Oh,
walking,
we don't want to
this
give
guy was
away our
like-
location, boys. Hold on.
It could be any stop. It could be any stop.
And
That's
this guy
true.
was like, "You guys look so cool," and then left.
Nah, guys, it was Fordham Road.
All right.
You ass.
Boy,
Trying to get Ray assassinated.
Oh, come on. If any of you guys have
Motherfucking
seen
Uchiha
any
clan?
of our
No, Ray
videos,
has to edit this out of the podcast. Good
I'm
job,
not
Lon.
editing shit. This is me. All right, anyways.
Oh, you heard that, Ray? All right, well, it's been nice knowing you.
alright, well, I'm deducting stuff from my IOU for that.
Wow.
No, so like when Ray and I used to do videos, the adventures, which aren't done but they're on hold. I used to start filming right in front of his apartment building, and so often that eventually when we just started doing it, Ray was just like, well. and so eventually he just didn't care, but he used to tell me back in the day after I finished filming, can we please not film in front of my house next time? And I was like, yeah. And then we
Yeah,
just
I
started
get
doing it
that.
more and more often. And then
I say that mostly because I shouldn't be concerned, like, oh, you're giving away your location.
Well,
yeah.
I would feel kind of concerned too if I vlogged and showed people like the front of my house.
Hey guys, this is how you get in.
Sorry, to be fair, like unless I knew the people I was sending it out to are just like my friends and just my close circle of people I know, then I'm okay with it. But if I'm publishing it online for anyone to see, I'm not okay with it.
Rip.
Like people know I live in New York. Okay, people know.
At least we're not filming like how to get to my house and how to get inside of it, like the whole pathway walk through.
It's like here's how you get inside.
Rip. On a
Then
real
just knock
note,
at the door.
there are no tickets for marrying the witch's flower anywhere around me. There are no
man,
tickets.
Double
Yeah,
rip.
no tickets at
How
all.
about for Mary and the Witch's Floor? Do you have any of those?
Rip. Yeah. So yeah, they got ramen and they got Calpico too.
The ramen was really good. Shout out to Udon West, I think the restaurant was called. If you're ever in the village,
Yeah,
go have
something
some of
like
that.
that.
Yeah, they went to the village in
Really good-
Astor
good
Place.
prices.
St. Mark's, really nice place.
Yeah.
I love that place. I've been trying to get you guys to go there, and I know I told Isaac also. I
We
wanted to
also
go
went
there.
to Forbidden Planet.
Oh yeah,
Checked out some of the
Forbidden Planet.
books and comic books there.
nice.
Some figurines.
Really good.
There's also a comic store on
Eric
St. Mark's. Did
found
you
a
check out
DVD
that
copy.
place?
What did you find, Eric, on DVD?
What?
Donkey
You
Kong?
found something. You found an anime. No, not Donkey Kong. Eric found an anime on DVD that I forgot which one you saw, but you pulled it out of the shelf and you're like, look at this.
At the comic book store?
Yeah.
No, I didn't pull out a DVD. I pulled out Fate Zero.
Oh, Fate Zero. It wasn't on
Yeah.
DVD. It was
No, that wasn't a DVD, dude. Were there even DVDs there?
I thought there was.
There were, but they were not in a section we explored. There was like a section for like Blu-rays and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There was a guy there. I was telling him about. So one of the mangas that we saw there was Uzumaki, which is a horror manga by this
Yeah.
illustrator called
A
Junji
guy started
Ito.
talking to you when you started
Yeah.
like explaining it to us.
I just pulled out the manga to talk more about Junji Ito and manga to Eric and Ray, and one of the employees was just like, "Yeah, it's a really good manga."
Well, I mean, he's right.
Well,
Yeah, it's definitely worth reading it. What else did we? We went to an actual bookstore.
no,
yeah.
really.
Yeah,
I
there's
forgot
this
what it
brand
was called.
bookstore
It was
right-
that.
Why were you
literally
so
right
surprised
front.
when we said that? Oh, really?
It was that one across the street from the Bean, which apparently is racist.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
being
we
the
walked
racist,
into the
you didn't know that?
bookstore, saw some old novels that we had read in high school. We got like stuck on. We saw, I forgot what it was, but I think it was like the Twilight Zone, but like a print series
a-
of the episodes.
It was like an encyclopedia of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, that's
and we
nice.
started talking about Twilight Zone episodes. I went and picked up The Alchemist from the bookstore.
Oh wow, nice. Wait, which bookstore? Strand?
Strand, yeah.
Oh, nice. I love Strand.
Yeah, that was it.
It's a little expensive, but they have like.
Well, it depends. They have a lot of. If you outside of the bookstore, they have the cheap 25-cent books and 33-cent books. I buy a lot. I bought Orange Is the New Black from there. It was really good.
Yeah, I went to pick up something specific. I got The Alchemist in Spanish, and that was all I needed.
Oh, that was
And
the book that you
bookstore.
posted on Snapchat.
Yeah,
Yep.
the one you screenshot and it's proof. Like, look, he's reading.
Lawrence was trying his best to convince us that Isaac was reading instead of preparing for the podcast.
He's reading, guys.
At least
Hey.
he's actually doing something productive.
Yeah, it was a nice night. You forced us. You were mad that we didn't get rolled ice cream from your suggestion, but it was freaking 11 o'clock and we had to go home.
And they close at 11:30. It takes 10 minutes.
And the express
Bruh.
train stops running at 10:30. What do you mean?
And you guys were still there at 10:45.
Ray said his parents had wanted him to come home too, so
It's
like,
rolled
there's
ice
no way he
cream.
could eat frozen ice cream.
What's the difference between rolled and?
Oh, there's a lot of difference,
It's basically
Eric.
just
There's a
ice cream.
lot
Just
of
funny.
difference, Eric.
There's no actual difference. He's being a bitch. It's ice cream that's chopped up.
I could just go to the supermarket down the street, get ice cream, and then just use a flattener to just roll it up.
No,
And
Word,
there we
you
go.
it
really
don't
could
work
do
that
that.
way.
I have
doesn't
rolled
work
ice
that
cream.
way. It doesn't work.
You really
that
could
way.
do that.
Anyways, yeah. So, did you go to the comic book store that's on St. Mark's? In St. Mark's?
You mean Forbidden Planet?
No. There's another place on St. Mark's.
What other place?
Like on the street that you were on?
I don't think
There
we
wasn't
did.
another comic book store there.
We did want to go to Toy Tokyo, which I haven't been
that's
to
not-
in a long time. I went to the original store once.
Oh, yeah, that's not too far actually.
Yeah.
Also the place we
Probably
picked
an
up
hour.
your
Seen in the
we picked
Beatles
up your
fan
Samus
vlogs in
amiibo.
2015. Soon to come.
The place we picked up your Samus amiibo was there.
Yeah.
Is in
Oh,
that
that's the
area.
store that you went to? That's Toy Tokyo?
No, that's a different. This one is like Green World or something like
I
that.
think that's the one that Eric said he went and got his early copy of P5.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the same one where Ray got his Samus amiibo, his Zero Suit Samus amiibo. That's where he got. That's where Eric. That's where Eric
Oh,
got.
I
the
have
P5.
another funny moment to talk about. So we got our ramen at the ramen shop, or get our orders, and the waiter gives Eric a bowl of. No, he gave Ray the wrong
What's
order, and he's like chicken karaage, which is Ray got chicken karaage.
We all
And
got
the
the
thing
fried
is me.
chicken karaage. It's just that
Yeah.
you two got the sets and I just got the bowl.
He just got a bowl, and the guy gave the bowl to Ray, and he's like, and Ray was just like, oh yeah, this is mine. So Eric is just like, wait, what did you get? And Ray's like, chicken karaage. Did you get the bowl or the set? And he's like, oh, sorry, man. So Eric's like, give me that then.
Was I really like that? I don't remember that.
It was like, it was very upset that he was handing the bowl to you, it looked like, and then Ray took it.
'Cause we were all confused.
Because the waiter just says, he's like, okay, chicken karaage, and then Eric and Ray both look up, and they look confused because they're both for them, which one's mine? And Ray took it.
Okay.
Oh
That's
my-
some good chicken karaage though.
Wait, so okay. Let me get this straight. So Eric had the chicken. All three of you had the chicken karaage.
Ray and I ordered the same thing. We all ordered chicken karaage, but Ray and I got the set, which came with a bowl of ramen, chicken, basically.
And Eric ordered the bowl.
Yeah, the bowl.
So Ray got the bowl.
No, Eric took the bowl from Eric's order. Because the
Oh.
waiter didn't hand it to anyone. He just was like, okay, here it is. And Ray and Eric both looked at it, but they were confused because both of them were looking at it. So Ray took it. And then Ray was about to start eating, and Eric's like, wait, what did you get?
Oh wow! I wish I was there.
food
You
was awesome.
fucks.
Give me that.
It's pretty fun. We ate it. It was like a cool ramen bar.
Yeah, Udon West.
So like in the picture that we sent in the chat, it was like a nice little counter where you could have your food. Yeah. They had a coat rack too. Pretty nice.
I've been to Udon West. They're a pretty good place. I like them.
Yeah, next time you come back, we're all gonna hit up that place again.
I mean, there are a few ramen bars there that I'd like to take you guys. I frequent there. Because I'm not like a total hipster. Like I don't like frequent St. Mark's too much, but when I do, I know where to
Damn,
go.
what are you trying to say? We went there once and we're hipsters?
Yeah, guys. No. If anything, I'm more hipster because I but
that's why you know about the rolled ice cream, right? Huh?
Yeah. Well, hipster? I mean, it's expensive rolled ice cream, but it's still fun. No,
you sound more and more like a hipster. You're not helping yourself.
Look, this rolled ice cream is really cool. It's made from condensed milk, which is why it's different from real ice cream, which is made.
Yes, I know what rolled ice cream is, just like I know how to read.
It's like made differently. Like it's frozen on spot. Like they pour the condensed milk.
First he's like, "Look, guys, he's reading," and now he's like, "Listen, this is what rolled ice cream."
No, it's different. It's different. The way they do it, they pour this condensed milk onto this really cold
All
surface.
right, Ivy League kid.
And then they on this really cold surface, and then they just start like hibachiing it. And then you eventually get the rolled ice cream. It's really cool. That's why I think you guys should go. I think you guys should go and do it. Anyways, yeah. So, all right, that sounds like a fun day. So, where did the excellent choice, my darling, come from?
Oh my god, it's from a YouTube poop.
It's from a YouTube poop that we were watching that day.
Isaac showed us, yeah.
For some reason, it was posted on Instagram because his brother Omar found it and sent it to him.
YouTube poops have ascended onto Instagram, guys. That's where we are in 2018.
Oh and God. Isaac's response to the video was, "Excellent choice, my darling."
Yeah.
It was for those who are confused. It was a really vulgar SpongeBob YouTube poop where like they were just doing a bunch of sexual things. I don't know if we're linking in the description, but
don't. We're not linking it.
All right, but in case you guys ever happen upon it, it's a parody of the Health Inspector episode.
Well, it's a parody of a lot of episodes.
Yeah, but mainly that one because it took up a large majority of the video.
No, yeah.
What is?
It was a scene where
the question Lawrence asks first is, all right, now where did the excellent choice, my darling, come from?
It was a scene where they
we just kept repeating that over and over again, along with Jesus and all that.
Yeah, so that's just I was talking to Eric and Ray about Street Fighter 2, how in the game, if you do Akuma's special
on the Switch version,
he just Street Fighter 2 Ultimate, the Final Challengers. I was just telling him, "Oh, yo, in the game, you know Akuma combo," and then he yells, "Jesus!" And Eric and Ray wanted to see it, so I pulled it up on YouTube and we're like walking to the and I find it and I play it for them and they're like, "Yo, he actually."
Yeah, we were surprised that he actually said it.
Like
I
all
thought
this time,
joking.
Akuma's not actually just a bad guy. He's just Christian. Like that symbol in the back is actually a cross.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Jesus!
Oh my god.
You know about Lord and Savior Akuma?
Damn. I didn't know about that. That's interesting.
He just summons the power of Jesus to win the fight.
Jesus!
Jesus!
Oh yeah, there was that old lady in the IFC center after we saw Mary. We were just in line for the restroom and we were taking pictures of the Ghibli posters. And one of the ladies, she was like, I forgot what she said, but she's like, "Oh, that's one of the." I was taking a picture of Spirited Away, and she saw me take a picture of it, and then she asked me like, "Oh, that's one of the good ones, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a classic." And then I think she got pissed, and she's like, "You can't see them all."
I heard that too.
Yeah, at first, like she said that, and I was like, "Sorry," because I just took a picture of a movie poster, and she's like, "Oh, that's the good one, right? My son loves it," or something. That's what she said, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's a classic." And then she stopped talking for like 3 seconds. She's like, "But you can't see them all."
Oh my god.
I mean, you could. You just gotta buy them on DVD. There you go.
No, Ray, no. She's just like uncultured and shit. She doesn't watch anime.
I know.
I don't get it. How did that turn into a big thing?
Soggy ass bitch.
Wow.
What the hell?
If you're watching this podcast, that's you.
Somehow.
How did? Okay, hold up. Like, what was the point of that? Well, you can't see them all thing.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. She got mad.
Weren't you just answering her question?
I was, and then I think she got offended because she probably thought I was coming off as some like pretentious prick or something like a movie dick who's just like, oh yes, if you haven't seen it, then you're uncultured. And
But you didn't say that.
I didn't say that to her, but then she was like, well, you can't see them all.
I don't even know what that means. What the fuck does that mean?
You should have asked her to elaborate.
Did you just walk away after that?
Yeah, well, pretty much. We used a gender
She
neutral.
was just up there to use the bathroom.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there were 2 gender neutral bathrooms.
Oh, it's pretty good. Well, IFC is a pretty they're pretty
Hip and happening place
Progress,
because
yeah.
we hipsters who frequent St. Mark's after eating ramen there once. Right?
Well, I mean, Eric,
Soggy
Eric,
ass bitch.
Eric Ray and I have been to that area a few times.
Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah, we've been
We
there
have.
a few times.
It was near like.
Eric's like, we have.
We even went to the GameStop that was there.
Oh yeah, you guys went to the adult porn shop.
What?
No, we went to GameStop.
You, you don't remember the adult store that we passed? And I was like, yo, if Lawrence was here, he'd 12-year-old jokes.
Bruh.
Okay, no, we went to GameStop, which is where we saw
Yeah,
the
I know
socks.
where the GameStop is. It's on 14th Street.
And for some reason, they also had socks to commemorate Dragon Ball FighterZ coming out.
Ooh.
They had socks of Frieza's second form for
I
some
swear to
reason.
God,
They
I thought
had
you were
the
gonna
ugly
say.
Frieza on the socks for some reason.
The really tall
big
second
bulging
form
tail
that
looks like a
nobody
penis.
remembers.
Speaking of Dragon Ball Z, have you guys seen the Dragon Ball Z Nike collection? No, sorry, Adidas.
I've seen those, yeah.
Adidas. Dude,
I saw those, yeah.
There's Dragon Ball Z Adidas?
Yeah, it's a whole
Yeah,
collection.
they're coming out. They're coming out in sets.
They have Goku, Shenron, Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu. Like, it's a whole thing. I think Vegeta too. They have a whole. It's like a whole thing. It
Buu,
actually
yeah.
looks really cool. Like, I really want. I wouldn't wear the. I want them for collection's sake, but I'm not gonna buy any of them because they're too expensive, and But also, like, I'm not a shoe geek. Like,
douchebag, you mean?
I'm not going to wait in line to buy freaking shoes, and I'm also certainly not going to, like, I wouldn't wear any of them with anything. They don't match. Like, they're
But you
odd
would just have
colors.
them as, like, a fanatic.
So, like, I wouldn't even buy them right now. I think they look cool, but, like, they're just not practical in terms of me wearing any of them because I don't have clothes that would match any of them.
Unless you bought like the Goku hoodie.
I mean, yeah, but then after that, I don't think I would ever, like, wear that in public, though. I don't know.
True. Like, it's just like for conventions, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, that's cool. I really like them. It's like if I had, like, a couple extra $100 I'm not using on anything else, but that's impossible. Usually I have to use something. But, I mean, it'd be a cool thing to get in the future if I wanted like a collection of that stuff. But I'm not a shoe fanatic that really wants any of this stuff. I just think it looks cool. But I mean, yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think now is a really good time to be a Dragon Ball fan. Like, that game really just got me back into it. I really want to get that in addition to Cuphead, but of course, I really want to get the game.
Get Cuphead first.
It looks so fun.
No,
it
you
looks
gotta
so
get
faithful to the
Cuphead.
source material.
You gotta get Cuphead first, man.
Of course, but I want to get the other game with it. And
Yeah.
it's weird too because I mentioned last podcast, like, how is Dragon Ball Super going to end? Literally a few days later, Dragon Ball Super announced to be ending soon.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Wow.
Apparently. We don't know if there's going to be like a follow-up series afterwards, but yeah, it is ending with the Tournament of Power.
Where can you
arc.
go with this? What more story is there left?
Well,
That's actually what I questioned last podcast, yeah. Like, I don't. I'm interested. I really want to see like where Toriyama takes the story.
Yeah. Right.
But I think right now is a really, really good time to be a fan.
Yeah. And yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but just I think yesterday, 2 days ago, Funimation held an event where they got Sean Schemmel and I forget his name, but the voice of Vegeta, who also does All Might, they got him, Chris Sabat. They got both of them together for like a special Dragon Ball FighterZ event, where basically it was Goku versus Vegeta, and they actually play each other in the game. And Chris Sabat actually like trained hard, like he played competitively to get ready for the game. And Sean Schemmel apparently didn't do any training, so Chris Sabat ended up destroying him.
What?
But it was cool though. It was cool though to see, and it looks like they're gonna do like a rematch, like another edition of it. So that's gonna be like really cool to see. That's like really fun, like so cool, like because you grew up with these people, and it's just cool to see them now, just like actually engaging as their characters in battle with this game.
Yeah. All right, I have one more topic before we head out, because I did want to talk about this last week, but so
Dan Schneider, ladies and gentlemen, is a producer on Nickelodeon.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna let you guys rock with that. Go for it.
No. Wait. Let Lawrence talk.
No.
We're talking about Dan the Schneider Insider.
Just do it.
Dan, step on my dick. Get a show on Nick Snyder.
Oh my god.
Dan put it in the.
Oh my god, Eric became Pan Pizza for a second there.
Pan what?
What?
He became Pan Pizza from Rebel Taxi.
Okay.
You're saying Dan Schneider likes to put feet on pizza?
Dan having fun with Zoe 101 Schneider.
Dan, use your feet to jerk off that meat, Schneider.
Okay, for people who are lost in context because we're just saying shit.
Dan's just a tip Schneider.
Apparently, Dan Schneider. Well, it's not even apparently. Dan Schneider
Allegedly
has a foot fetish.
How do we
Which
know?
is evident if you watch all of his Nickelodeon sitcoms from throughout the years.
That's not really the issue, though.
Just a foot fetish. The issue is Dan Schneider's a dirty piece of shit.
The issue is that he's putting that foot fetish like on minors, like on actors that are young.
I love Isaac's comment. He's like, the thing is, Dan Schneider is a piece of shit.
Dude, the funny thing is, I was watching Victorious the other day. I was watching one of the more terrible episodes, the game show one. I think it was like Brain Squeezers.
No.
That was the name of it. And the studio that the game show took place at was like a redesigned Nickelodeon Studios in LA, which is like a studio with like the foot logo that they have that you often see in some
Of course,
SpongeBob
Dan
episodes.
Schneider's office is where the foot logo is.
He just went outside and took a picture in Photoshop.
He knows. It's like he knows what he's doing too. He's like, yep.
Well, of course he knows.
This is what
He
I do.
literally used
I'm
the
not hiding
iCarly Twitter.
anything. This is what I do.
He literally used the iCarly Twitter to get kids, like young kids, to send him pics of their feet to him.
And the other thing with the Victorious video with Tori and Andre and the ketchup, which got
And ketchup on Tori's feet.
Oh, there's the puka fish. Don't forget the puka fish.
Yeah, and then there was that whole episode where the subplot is feet, basically.
That video I mentioned just now, though, it was like a video exclusive on the Splat website for the show.
Yeah,
and it got uploaded to YouTube, and then people like flagged it for adult content, and then now it's like an
because it felt like
video.
a foot porn video. It's like spread them toes, girl.
Oh my god, which is so weird because it's a Nickelodeon show for tweens.
Yeah, I'm honestly not surprised. Like, I'm not saying this should happen because, like, my whole stance on the basically, I hope no one actually has to come forward with a story about Dan Schneider. Like, recently, a lot of people have. Not about him specifically, but just stories. I hope no one has to come forward with a story because there was a rumor where he invited a girl who used to be an extra on the Amanda Show.
Yep.
Or one of an old Nickelodeon shows. Yeah, you know about it, Eric. She posted in a subreddit her story about her encounter, and one time Dan Schneider called into the office to basically let him tickle her feet.
Yeah, like pay her to let him do that.
Ugh.
Oh no. I mean,
So
there was also a bunch of
There's
rumors.
another huge rumor that he was like, I hate being the source of gossip, but
Yeah.
there's a rumor that he's the reason why Zoe 101.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
Like,
that because
do as much
of,
research as you are interested in that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I remember when Zoe 101 got canceled, there was huge rumors about how he was the reason, and like I think something about he had gotten Jamie Lynn pregnant or something like that. Like they were
According to Dan himself on his blog, which I realize is like not a good source in this kind of situation, but I'm just saying it anyway, just as supporting evidence. But according to Dan himself, he says apparently Zoe 101 already wrapped up production before like the whole pregnancy thing happened. But honestly, it's up in the air because we don't really know when production actually ended.
I mean,
he could be in the offices for the Nickelodeon execs and be like, "Yo, I want to do anime." Okay, great, and have his own like couch. What do they call those? The couch auditions, the black couch.
Casting
Anime
couch.
girls auditioning.
Casting
The casting couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll have anime girls come in and be like, "All right, you're auditioning for the part. Show me your feet."
They'll have the Google Chrome girl.
Speaking of anime on Nick, Kappa Mikey's coming back. I'm really excited.
Is that official?
Is that actually coming back?
I mean,
Oh.
yeah, right? No?
That's cool because if it actually is coming back, that's in good timing too because recently they found the pilot, the MTV pilot for Cap and Mikey, which is actually really interesting.
Yeah.
Like the guy, he bought the rights back from the company he sold the franchise to. So if there is a new series coming, I'm looking forward to it because I really recommend our listeners go and check that out because that was Floss Media at first. Shout out to I think his name was like LSQ Supersonic or something like that. Let me look up the name proper.
I just googled it. So, guess who's producing the show?
Who?
Who's producing it?
Dan Schneider.
No.
Are you serious? No.
No.
Who's
No.
doing it?
Larry Schwartz.
All
Who's
these
Larry
Dan
Schwartz?
Schneider stories are really bad for him, though. Like, how is he still working at Nickelodeon as a producer, working
I
with
don't know.
kids?
If it is since he bought the rights to it, I am excited to see if he's gonna.
I can
he's
see
gonna come
something
back.
like this happening on the set of a Disney show, but not Nickelodeon.
All right, real quick, shout out to L Supersonic Q. He's a really good YouTuber. Recommend checking his stuff out. He is part of the reason why the pilot was able to be found because he made a video about it and got in contact with the dude.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know we were doing shoutouts.
Shout out.
Yo, shout out to
Supersonic
Dan.
Q. Yeah, no, I just
No.
saw the return of Kappa Mikey. I see it right here. But yeah, that was one of my favorite shows because when I was a kid. In fact, when I went to my very first Comic-Con here in New York, there in New York, I was given a CD from which is the opening to Kappa Mikey, and it was a music soundtrack, and it showed the opening sequence. You just replayed it over and over again, but it was so good. It was like I remember I think I probably still have it, but it was a really, really cool thing to have. And that's the reason why I hold Kappa Mikey close to my heart. It was so good.
It was a decent show, yeah.
Yeah. So
I liked it.
yeah. So
For the longest time, I didn't know that the K in Mikey in the logo was supposed to be like a kanji, but like flipped sideways.
oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's why it's red.
Speaking of, we have one more topic that we want to talk about. We've probably talked your ears off, but we love doing this stuff. We want to talk about Pokemon. Apparently this is a good year for Pokemon. They just released Pokemon Crystal, re-released it, and they just also released Pokemon the Pikachu new Nintendo 2DS XL.
And also it's like
that came out last year.
And also, it's the year of legendaries.
Yeah, so I mean it's a good thing, and also there was a rumor on the internet about Pokemon Zero and Pokemon One being the games that are coming out for Switch soon. So I think it's going to be. What do you guys think about Pokemon Switch?
I'm looking
Pokemon
forward
Switch?
to the Switch version. I'm looking forward
as far as
to the Switch versions. I don't know.
Go ahead. Hello?
Which one of us?
You.
As far as I heard, Pokemon Switch is under development right now, so they don't have. I'm not sure what they have to show, but from all the rumors and speculation, I'm excited to see how it looks. Like really, how it looks on the Switch. Like I'm curious what they're gonna do with it, what new mechanics are gonna be in it, how the trading is gonna work. I think I'm most hyped that the fact that the Switch basically like opens up online even more. I've been like dreaming of how Pokemon can change the online experience even more because
Yeah.
Pokemon.
You stopped. Oh, they got cut out super hard then.
Wow.
Okay.
I did. All right, I'll just
Yeah, it
I'll
sounds
wrap
like you
up
just
quickly.
deadass stopped talking.
I'll make it quick then. So Pokemon Online games like Pokemon Battle Stadium or not Battle Stadium, Battle Revolution. Those online Pokemon games that they had were the most fun you could have in multiplayer. So I'm hyped to see how Switch makes that.
Yeah.
This could very well be the MMO people were asking for
Right.
in some form.
Sounds interesting.
Yo, I just want to play online and have a headset, and when someone just hyper beams my Charizard, I go, "You fucking bitch!"
What do you think?
Look at my
Eric?
level 100 Charizard.
actually-
Why are you running?
Ray, you go first. You said you wanted to go.
There was like there's actually a lot of rumors going around right now that besides Zero version and 1 version that it could also potentially be like Sinnoh remakes because
that'd be
a lot of
nice.
people are like
I mean, that would
pointing
be
out
the
that
next
there could
gen
be like
they would have
hints
to
going around.
remake. Unless they do
It would
re-remakes.
be, yeah.
Go back to
Gen
Kanto.
1. Remake Kanto.
I am
Yeah.
curious as to how I am curious as to how they'll approach multiplayer.
Yeah.
It'd
I
be
don't know if,
crazy,
like-
if
it'll
like
be-
years... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say like it would be cool if they revisit the idea from Black and White, where you got to like do the infrared connectivity and then you get to walk around certain cities with the other player in real time instead of like just an AI representing them.
Yeah. So. All right. I guess.
What were you gonna say, Eric?
Yeah, Eric.
I was just gonna say, like, it's gonna feel weird if, like, years down the line, get, like, a Gen 7 remake. Like, you imagine, like, 10 years from now we get a Sun and Moon remake? Like, how the hell? That feels so odd.
Would it be virtual reality or holograms?
You'd be in the game at that point.
I'm up for it.
Oh my god, yes, that would be great. Nurse Joy.
Be
All
like
right.
Code Lyoko at that point.
Yeah. All right. So, I think we have talked your ears off for this week. We'll certainly be back next week. I really don't like promising that we will, but I mean, currently right now we're on a good schedule, and we typically do every week. So either on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So hopefully we'll be back next week, and we'll be able to tell you what's up for this week, and talk about some more stuff. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining us this week. It's been fun. My name is Royal Du Lorenzo. I am the Blue Squid here at the Inkling Brothers podcast.
My name is Ray, also known as Meatloaf Man, the Purple Squid. And a quick shout out, go check out Guts vs. Wolverine on Crossover X. The episode just came out during this recording, and I actually led the production for that episode. I wrote it a year ago, and a lot of people really worked hard on it. We got an animator from Death Battle on that. New theme music from the 1 Minute Melee music composer. Really great. Please go check that out. Isaac, go ahead.
Rip
I think he
Isaac.
left.
No, he's there.
He left.
His
Well,
mic
his
is
mic's
still...
off.
My name's Samurai.
You are the...
God.
I am God.
Hey, Seuss.
Wrap up. I have to go.
Who are you?
Jesus.
Wait, who are you?
Excellent choice, Sterling.
You are who?
The red squid.
Okay. Eric.
Bitch.
And I'm Eric. Better yourself.
All right.
Have a good have a good night or day.
Yeah, let's stop,
gentlemen.
please. Me and Isaac have school tomorrow.
God, yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys next time. See you guys. Bye. This is
See ya.
Lorenzo signing off. Bye.
Bye.